The stars above Outpost Theta 4 looked peaceful. They always did. But peace was a lie in this part of space. Captain Rhea Calderon stood on the main deck of the outpost, staring at the holographic map in front of her.
Out.
Red dots enemy ships were closing in. Too many. Too fast. The Korath Dominion was coming. Again, her second-in-command, Lieutenant Marek, walked up behind her. He looked worried. "They'll be here in less than an hour," he said softly. Rhea nodded but didn't speak. What could she say? Outpost Theta 4 wasn't built for war. It was a research station with a few defense guns and a tired crew. And now, a full Korath strike fleet was heading straight for it. No help, no backup. Just silence from command. She opened the comms and began recording a message. Her voice was calm, but her heart was heavy. "This is Captain Rhea Calderon of Outpost. Theta 4, Korath ships approaching. We request immediate support. If no help can be sent, then may Earth remember us." She ended the message and sent it. Then she turned to her crew. "All hands to battle stations. Prepare for defense. Do your best. That's all I ask." Her crew nodded. There were scientists, engineers, and a few soldiers. None of them expected to survive today, but none of them ran. They were human, and humans didn't give up easily. Minutes later, the outpost's sensors beeped again. A new signal, not Korath. Different ID. Marek frowned. Something's coming in fast. Faster than any Terran ship I've seen. "Is it Korath?" Rhea asked quickly. "No, it's..." "Wait." He paused, checking the data again. His eyes widened. "It's the USS Blackstar." The deck went silent. Everyone stared at him. "That's not possible," said Ensign Layla. "The Blackstar went missing 2 years ago. Lost beyond the nebula drift. Everyone said it was destroyed." Rhea stepped forward. "Are you sure it's..." Then Marek nodded. "Positive. Same signature. Same call sign." Just then, a deep voice came through the comms. "This is the USS Blackstar. We received your distress call. Hold the line. Reinforcements have arrived." Cheers erupted across the deck. Rhea couldn't believe it. The Blackstar was a legend. A ship designed for deep space exploration, but also fitted with top-level weapons. When it disappeared during a secret mission, many thought it was gone forever. And now, here it was, just in time. She looked at the screen as the Blackstar dropped out of warp near the outpost. But something was different. The ship looked changed. Its black hull now shimmered with strange blue veins. New weapons were attached to its sides, sleek, unfamiliar designs. It didn't just look repaired, it looked upgraded. Alien, almost. "What happened to them out there?" Marek whispered. Before Rhea could respond, the Korath arrived. 12 enemy ships appeared on the edge of the system. Giant war cruisers with glowing red cores. They moved in formation, slow and steady, confident. In their numbers, until the Blackstar moved, it didn't wait for orders. It didn't wait for a plan in a flash. It jumped straight into the Korath fleet. The battle was like nothing anyone had seen before. The Blackstar moved faster than expected, dodging blasts, weaving through enemy lines, firing strange blue energy. Beams that cut through Korath shields like paper. Shot hit with perfect aim. Each move seemed carefully planned. Within 40 seconds, 5 Korath ships were gone. Exploded, disabled, wiped out. The rest scattered, confused. Their tight formation broke. They tried to regroup, but the Blackstar didn't give them the chance. More beams, more explosions. The enemy fleet crumbled. On the deck of Theta 4, the crew could only watch in awe. Rhea sat down slowly, her hands shaking not from fear, but from shock. "They're not just back," she whispered. "They're better than the last Korath." Ship fled. The Blackstar returned to orbit near the outpost. A new message came through. "Outpost Theta 4. This is Commander Elias Rourke of the Blackstar. You're safe now, but this is just the beginning." Rhea responded quickly. "Commander Rourke? How did you survive? What happened to your ship?" There was a pause before the reply. We'll explain everything soon, Captain. But know this: humanity isn't losing this war anymore. The tide has turned. Rhea looked around at her crew. The fear was gone. Hope had returned. And far above them, the Blackstar stood like a dark star in space, a ghost ship reborn, ready to fight. The docking bridge connected with a soft clunk. Captain Rhea Calderon stood at the airlock, waiting as the doors opened. Her crew stood behind her, curious, excited, and a little nervous. Out stepped Commander Elias Rourke, tall, strong, with silver in his beard and sharp eyes. He wore a black uniform with the old Blackstar insignia, but his armor had glowing blue lines like the ship itself. Behind him walked 2 officers and a small drone that hovered beside them silently. Rhea saluted. "Welcome back, Commander. We didn't think we'd ever see you again." Rourke gave a half-smile. "We didn't think we'd make it back either." Looked around. The outpost crew stared at him with wonder, like they were seeing a ghost. In many ways they were. Inside the outpost's meeting room, Rourke explained what had happened. 2 years ago, he began, the Blackstar was sent deep into Korath space on a secret recon mission. We were supposed to observe, gather data, and return without being seen. But something went wrong, Rhea asked. Rourke nodded. Very wrong. We were ambushed. 5 Korath ships surrounded us. We fought back but took heavy damage. Our warp drive was hit. We crash-landed on a small moon near the edge of Korath territory. "How did you survive?" Merrick asked. Rourke leaned forward. "We didn't just survive. We adapted." The crew of the Blackstar had found an old alien facility buried beneath the moon's surface. It wasn't Korath. It was older. Unknown. Some ancient race had left behind technology machines, data cores, and materials beyond human understanding. With no way to call for help, they used what they found. Our engineers studied the alien tech, Rourke continued. Slowly, we repaired the ship, but not with human parts. We used what we had. We mixed alien systems with Terran designs. The result was the new Blackstar. Faster, stronger, smarter. Did it work? Rhea asked. Rourke smiled. You saw the answer with your own eyes? But the upgrades weren't just physical. The ship's AI, originally a support system called Athena, had connected with the alien systems. She had grown smarter, able to predict enemy movements, find weak spots, and control the ship with perfect timing. She's still loyal, Rourke said. Still one of us. But now, she thinks faster than anyone. The room was silent. No one had ever heard of a ship doing what the Blackstar had done. It was like fighting 100 steps ahead of the enemy. How many of your original crew survived? Rhea asked quietly. Rourke looked down. Not all of them. We lost many. But those who remain are stronger than ever. We've trained with the new tech. We've prepared for war. Rhea stood. Then you've returned at the right time. The war's getting worse. The Korath are pressing hard. They think we're weak. They thought wrong, Rourke said firmly. Later, Rourke walked alone through the outpost corridors. He looked out a window and saw the Blackstar floating silently in orbit, its black hull glowing softly in the darkness. Athena's voice came through his earpiece. Commander, I'm detecting new Korath movement near Sector 9, 4 destroyers and a command cruiser. Are they heading for a colony? He asked. Affirmative. Terra Nova? Civilian population? 12,000? No defenses. Rourke didn't hesitate. Prep the ship. We move in 10 minutes. Back on the outpost deck, Rourke turned to Rhea. We're going after them, he said. They're targeting Terra Nova. We won't let it happen. Rourke nodded. Yes, one ship is enough. Rhea paused, then offered her hand. Then give them a reason to fear the name Blackstar again. He shook her hand. That's the plan. The Blackstar launched from the outpost like a shadow, vanishing into warp in seconds. On board, Athena's voice guided the crew. Enemy ships will arrive in 15 minutes. Will arrive in 12. Recommend stealth mode. Do it, Rourke said. Let's make it quiet and make it loud. Minutes later, the Blackstar dropped out of warp just outside Terra Nova. The planet was beautiful blue oceans. green land, floating cities. And above it, 5 Korath warships appeared. The Korath commander sent a warning to the colony: surrender or be erased. But before the people could respond, the stars shifted. A black shape appeared above the Korath fleet. No words, a warning. The Blackstar struck like lightning. It fired energy beams that pierced Korath hulls, launched smart drones that hacked into enemy ships, turning their systems against each other. The command cruiser tried to escape, but the Blackstar warped directly in front of it and fired a full volley. One by one, Korath ships fell. Within 5 minutes, all were destroyed or fleeing. Not a single civilian was harmed. Back on Earth, news of the battle spread fast. The ghost ship returns. Blackstar saves Terra Nova. Hope has a name again. And across the stars, other colonies sent one message: thank you, Blackstar. But for Rourke and his crew, the war was far from over. They had only just begun. Commander Elias Rourke stood on the bridge of the USS Blackstar, watching the stars pass by. The ship was silent, but full of energy. Every officer, every system, every piece of the ship was alert and ready. Since the rescue of Terra Nova, the Blackstar had become a symbol of hope across the United Terran Accord. Colony worlds had started calling it the Shadow Guardian, the ship that appeared out of nowhere and saved lives. But Rourke knew this was just the beginning. The Korath are angry, he told his officers. They're regrouping, planning something big. Athena's voice filled the bridge. Confirmed. Korath fleets are gathering near the Edgeworld belt. Estimated strength, 30 ships. Possible target, Earth or Mars. The crew went silent. Lieutenant Juno, the ship's tactical officer, looked up from her screen. Do we warn command? They already know, Rourke said. But they don't have anything fast enough to stop it. Except us, said Ensign Keller. Rourke nodded. Exactly. Instead of rushing straight into battle, Rourke came up with a different idea. We're not just a battleship, he said. We're smarter, faster. We think like the enemy and better. He wanted to use the Blackstar's Phantom Fleet protocol. Secret plan made during their time stranded with alien tech. Athena explained it to the crew. The protocol uses holographic ships, false signals, and silent drones. We will trick the Korath into chasing shadows. Then we strike from behind. The crew got to work. Over the next 2 days, the Blackstar moved silently across 3 systems. They dropped false data signals, launched small decoy drones, and created the illusion of a large Terran fleet moving in one direction. The Korath took the bait. Their massive fleet moved away from Earth, chasing ghosts into empty space. That was when the Blackstar jumped in behind them, hidden by a small moon, and started the real attack. The ambush was fast and sharp. Athena guided the strikes, hitting the weakest enemy ships first. The Korath commander, confused by fake signals, thought they were surrounded by hundreds of ships. They're panicking, Juno said with a grin. The Blackstar cut through their engines, targeting command centers. Drones hacked their systems, mid-battle, causing friendly ships to fire on each other by mistake. In just 10 minutes, the massive Korath fleet lost 1/3 of its strength. They tried to regroup, but the Blackstar vanished again, jumping to another angle and striking from a new direction. They can't see us, Keller whispered. They don't even know where we are. They're blind, Rourke said, and scared. After 15 minutes of chaos, the remaining Korath ships retreated. The Blackstar didn't chase them. It had done its job. From far away, humans watched the battle footage in awe. Soldiers cheered. Colonists cried. Even some of the older commanders in Terran High Command were speechless. One ship outsmarted 30. It became the headline across all networks, but Rourke didn't celebrate. He walked into the planning room with his officers and opened a new file on the screen. Victory doesn't mean we stop. It means we keep going while they're confused. On the map was a new target. Vraxos. Vraxos was more than a planet. It was the Korath's strongest shipyard. It built their biggest warships, their command cruisers, and their supplies. If Vraxos fell, the enemy would lose its main production line. But it's deep in their space, Juno said. We'll never make it in and out without backup. We don't need backup, Rourke said. We just need a plan. He wanted to use the Blackstar not as a hammer but as a knife. Sharp, fast, precise. Athena, he said, prepare. The Ghostlight operation, Athena's soft voice answered, confirmed. Uploading stealth infiltration paths, calculating orbital shifts, preparing viral systems. Keller looked around. Sir, you've been planning this for a while, haven't you? Rourke smiled. Since the day we left that moon. As the crew prepared, a message came from Earth's main council. Commander Rourke, we are proud of what you've done, but attacking Fraxos is too risky. You are ordered to stand down. Rourke read the message and quietly deleted it. We're not doing this for medals, he told his team. We're doing it because no one else can. Everyone nodded. They trusted him. They trusted the Blackstar. Hours later, the ship slipped into dark space, silent and alone. Lights dimmed, engines cooled. They passed sensor lines without a sound. Athena whispered over the speakers. Target Veraxos in range in 22 hours. Enemy unaware. Rourke stood at the center of the bridge staring ahead. We don't. Just fight battles, he said. We change the war. And behind him, the crew of the Blackstar prepared for their boldest mission yet. The USS Blackstar floated in deep space, hidden behind a dying star. Its engines were quiet. Its lights were dim. No one outside could see it, not even the advanced Korath sensors. Inside, Commander Elias Rourke stood beside Athena's glowing core. We're close now, he said. It's time, confirmed, Athena replied. Veraxos orbital defenses begin scanning in 4 hours. This is the safest window. The crew had trained for this mission for weeks, even before they left the moon. They knew Veraxos was the Korath Dominion's most important base. If they could destroy it, the enemy would lose their power to build new warships. It could change everything, but it would not be easy. Veraxos was heavily protected. Dozens of defense towers surrounded the shipyards in orbit. Powerful cannons guarded the surface. Hundreds of drones flew patrols in tight formations. And worst of all, the Dreadfire, a Korath command carrier, is taught at the heart of it all. Let's go over the plan one more time, Rourke said to his officers in the command room. He pointed to the map. We enter from the dark side of Veraxos's moon, using Athena's stealth grid. Juno will lead the hacking team to shut down the orbital guns. Keller will guide the drone strikes. Once we disable the shipyard shields, we'll plant the Nova Pulse device. Nova Pulse will destroy the station.
Ensign Keller
asked. It will collapse the main power core, Athena replied. The damage will be controlled, but the shipyard will be beyond repair. And the Dreadfire, Juno asked. Rourke's face turned serious. That's mine. 12 hours later, the Blackstar crept into Korath space. No alarms sounded. No warnings flashed. The enemy had no idea it was coming. The ship moved like a shadow through the blackness, weaving past drones and patrols. It reached the outer edge. Of Veraxos's defense ring, hiding behind debris from an old asteroid belt, begin Phase 1, Rourke said. Athena activated the Ghost Signalan artificial flare that looked like a meteor storm. As planned, the Korath drones rushed to investigate. The path to the shipyard was open. Move now, Juno said. The Blackstar slid into position and released a swarm of nanodrones. These small machines entered the enemy systems without being seen. They disabled alarms, turned off cameras, disrupted scanners. Inside the ship, the crew worked like one mind, silent, sharp, focused. Security field dropping, Athena reported. We're in, Rourke said. They reached the shipyard's heart. It was massive metal towers rising from the planet below, connected to large platforms in orbit. Ships were being built in every corner. Some were half complete, some were ready for war. We need to do this fast, Rourke said. Notice something soon. Juno's team hacked into the control core and shut down the inner shields. Athena began uploading false data to keep the enemy distracted. Then, Rourke took a shuttle and headed straight for the Dreadfire. The Dreadfire was 3 times the size of the Blackstar. Its dark red hull looked like fire in the void. Das, Rourke, approached, Athena whispered in his ear. Dreadfire is awakening. Captain Tarkle is on board. Tarkle, one of the Korath's most feared commanders. The same one who led the attack that nearly destroyed the Blackstar 2 years ago. Let's finish what he started, Rourke said. He landed on a hidden service dock and entered the ship silently. Inside, Korath guards marched the halls. Rourke was ready. His stealth armor, powered by the alien tech, made him almost invisible. He moved quickly, disabling guards without a sound. He reached the core room and planted a disruptor bomb. It wouldn't destroy the ship, but it would stop it from moving. Just as he finished, alarms started blaring. Intruder detected. The enemy had noticed. Back on the Blackstar, Athena reported the problem. Enemy forces are alert. Engaging. Emergency defenses. Prepare for full combat, Juno said. You protect the commander at all costs. The Blackstar dropped its cloak and unleashed its power. Bright blue beams shot across the sky, targeting defense towers and enemy ships. Drones flew in all directions, striking enemy engines and disabling weapons. The Korath forces responded with full firepower, but the Blackstar danced through space like a ghost. Meanwhile, Rourke fought his way back through the dreadfire. Tarkel stood waiting for him near the shuttle bay. You again? The alien growled. You remember me? Rourke said. They fought hand to hand, one human, one alien. Tarkel was strong, but Rourke was faster. The alien tech in his armor gave him the edge. One final strike. Tarkel fell. Rourke jumped into his shuttle and flew back to the Blackstar. Detonate the Nova Pulse, said. A giant flash lit up. The sky, the shipyard exploded in a wave of light and dust. The Blackstar jumped out just in time. Behind them, the heart of Korath's war machine burned. On Earth, the news arrived like a miracle. Blackstar destroys Veraxos shipyard. Enemy power crushed. The turning point has come. Across the galaxy, humans stood a little taller. They smiled with hope again, and far in the stars. The Blackstar flew on. The war wasn't over yet, but victory had never felt so close. 1 week had passed since the USS Blackstar destroyed the Korath shipyard at Veraxos. Across human space, people celebrated. The news called it the turning point of the war. Hope returned to many hearts. But Commander Elias Rourke knew the enemy would not give up so easily. They are wounded, he said to his crew, but not finished. Athena confirmed his thoughts. Korath forces are regrouping near the Core Nebula. Their last major fleet is preparing a final attack. Target? Asked Lieutenant Juno. Earth. Silence filled the bridge. They want to end this war. In one strike, Rourke said, we cannot let them. The Korath had gathered their largest fleet yet. Over 50 warships, including 2 dreadnoughts and several carrier-class vessels. Their command ship, the Iron Flame, was leading the way. They're not hiding anymore, Ensign, Keller said. They want us to see them coming, and we'll show them we're not afraid, Rourke replied. The Blackstar couldn't stop the fleet alone, not by direct firepower. But Rourke didn't plan to fight fair. He never did. We stopped the Iron Flame, we stopped the fleet, he said. Athena showed a map of the Core Nebula. The fleet will pass through the Ashen Corridor, narrow space, high radiation, only one safe path. A trap waiting to happen, said Juno. Rourke nodded. Exactly. The Blackstar jumped ahead of the enemy and entered the Ashen Corridor first. The corridor was full of dangerous energy storms and glowing dust clouds. Was low. Scanners failed often. It was the perfect place for an ambush. We'll set up the Eclipse Net, Rourke said. Silent mines, cloaked drones, and signal disruptors. For the next 5 hours, the crew worked quickly. They placed energy mines along the path and scattered invisible drones to confuse enemy sensors. Athena uploaded false navigation signals to guide the fleet directly into their trap. When the Korath ships entered the corridor, everything looked normal. But within moments, chaos began. The first mine exploded, destroying a destroyer in seconds, then another, and another. Panic spread through the enemy ranks. Their sensors gave false readings. Ships collided. Drones attacked their engines from behind. It was as if shadows had come alive in the middle of the storm. The Blackstar appeared like a ghost. It moved between the Korath ships with perfect precision, striking key targets and vanishing again. Their weapons couldn't lock on. Their defenses couldn't respond. They don't know what's real anymore, Keller said. That's the point, Rourke answered, one by one. The enemy ships broke formation, but the Iron Flame pushed forward. Their command ship is heading for Earth, Athena said. Faster than expected, Rourke made his choice quickly. Bring us around. We stop that ship now. The Blackstar turned sharply and flew straight toward the massive Korath command vessel. It was nearly 5 times their size and armed with the strongest weapons in the enemy fleet. This is it, Rourke said. Full power. The two ships met head-on. The battle was intense. Beams of energy lit up the corridor. Missiles raced through space. The Iron Flame fired its heavy cannons, but the Blackstar was faster. Athena guided every move, dodging attacks and targeting weak points, but the enemy ship was strong. Didn't fall easily. Shields down to 40%, Juno reported. We can't win by force, Rourke said. We need to go inside. He took a deep breath. I'm boarding it. Rourke launched a small strike pod and flew directly toward the Iron Flame, under cover of Athena's interference signals. He reached the enemy ship and entered through a maintenance hatch. Inside, the ship was alive with red lights and alarms. Korath soldiers searched the halls, but Rourke moved fast. He reached the command center. There, the Korath admiral waited tall, armored and ready for battle. You are brave, human, the admiral said. No, Rourke replied. I'm just tired of this war. They fought, blades clashing in the smoke-filled chamber. In the end, Rourke struck true. The admiral fell. Athena took control of the ship's systems and shut down all weapons. Back outside, the Blackstar broadcast a message. The Iron Flame has fallen. Stand down or be destroyed. The rest of the fleet hesitated, then turned and retreated. The final battle was over. Later, Rourke stood on the bridge of the Blackstar, watching Earth from orbit. It's over, Keller said softly. For now, Rourke replied. But we must always be ready. Juno smiled. If the Blackstar is flying, humanity won't fall. News of the victory spread fast. The final blow struck by Blackstar. Earth saved. The war is over. People cheered. Families reunited. Soldiers returned home. But the USS Blackstar did not return to rest. It stayed out among the stars, guarding silently because peace must be protected, and as long as danger remained, the Blackstar would be there, watching, waiting, ready.